So that meant we woke up in the 50s this morning across much of the coastal bend, including here in Corpus Christi. We started off our day at 58 and got to 73, so below average for today's date. You can see it's still on the cloudier side of things, 73, and it actually feels like it thanks to those lower dew points. Around the coastal bend right now, we are much cooler than we were 24 hours ago, anywhere from 8 degrees all the way to 31 degrees below 24 hours ago out in Hebronville, where they are in the 50s right now. They've been experiencing some clouds and rain through a lot of today, and that has kept them on the cool side. For us in Corpus Christi, we're currently at 73. You can see some storms still kind of trying to come across the coastal bend at this time, but they are fizzling out as they do so. And this is where a lot of rain set up last night as well as this morning. You can see how they just came right across the southwestern part of the coastal bend. So some areas down here got almost an inch and a half of rain. As for the watershed, it did miss a big portion of it, but towards the very northern tip and the southern part right there did get a little bit of rain. Combined lake levels as of Friday still at 28.5%. Here's what Futurecast is showing us for the rest of this evening. We get into the 60s pretty quickly, and by tomorrow morning we're in the 50s yet again. So we have clouds hanging with us as well as a spotty rain chance into tomorrow morning. That's when I think those rain chances will really be at their highest, and again, they're not all that high to begin with. Clouds stick with us into tomorrow afternoon, keeping our temperatures to the 60s and 70s yet again. So it's going to be a nice day. You just have to ignore the cloud cover. That's really the only complaint that we'll have. And by 8 o'clock, we are back into the 60s tomorrow evening. From a wider view, we've got high pressure to our north, and that's what's sending us the cooler air from behind that cold front. However, it's going to eventually move over to our east, and that is going to set the stage for a lot more humidity to come back here into the coastal bend. At that point, we're going to continue to see isolated showers and mostly cloudy skies for really the entire week. So as we go through the rest of this week, we're going to see low pressure eventually develop here in the northern plains, and the contrast between those two is going to make us quite windy, and that means we're going to see a very big bump in humidity heading into the rest of this week. And we stay windy through pretty much the entirety of the second half of the week as that low pressure forms in the central plains. Not too sure on the future of this cold front yet. I'm not really buying it if it wants to come down into the coastal bend. So for now, we are going to have a pretty big warm up heading through the rest of this week. The next couple of days, they're pretty nice, but by Tuesday, we are back to being on the humid side of things. And then heading into the rest of this week, we slowly warm up into the 90s by next weekend, with feels like temperatures nearing the triple digits with that big boost in humidity. For tonight, 59 here in Corpus Christi and 50s around the rest of the coastal bend, some lower 50s in our northern counties as well, with those mostly cloudy skies continuing. So you may want to send the kids out to school with a jacket or hoodie in the morning, and then heading into tomorrow afternoon, it is on the mild side with those clouds still lingering around in the 70s for most of the coastal bend, maybe an upper 60 degree reading under a really cloudy area. For the next several days, again, not too bad. Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow is Earth Day, so make sure you get outside and enjoy that. But you can see we're going to be very, very warm, if not hot, by the end of this weekend. So by Saturday and Sunday, we're in the 90s again, but it's going to feel about 10 degrees warmer. So I want to remind y'all to make sure to stay hydrated when you're outside. It hasn't been quite this hot in some time, so make sure that y'all are staying hydrated and wearing sunscreen. Brian.
Thanks, Kristen. Still